Computer Hardware Guide by Matthew Zabel. Every computer in the world runs because of these 4 steps: input, storage, processing, and output. And today, my presentation will be aimed towards beginner computer users and will explain the function of different computer parts and different challenges we overcame. The hard disk drive is used to store files for the operating system, software programs, and the user's personal files. The hard disk drive has a physical disk, and the faster the disk spins, the faster it processes and stores information. The best HDDs spin at 7,200 RPM. A solid-state drive is a more expensive and smaller hard disk drive. It doesn't have a physical disk and has no moving parts. Instead of storing data on a disk, it is instead stored on a solid-state flash memory. The optical disk drive runs DVDs, CDs, and optical discs. It uses a laser light to read data from the inserted software or to write data onto an optical disc. This allows you to listen to music, to watch movies, or to write your own information onto your own personal disk. The power supply unit converts the alternating current into a continuous form of power that the computer's parts and components need to run normally. It also regulates the power coming from the port to how much it needs. The PSU generates a lot of heat, but regulates it by controlling its voltage. A RAM cards hold things that are temporary memory for open files, apps, or web browsers. A computer can hold multiple RAM cards, so it is better to connect 2 4 gig RAMs than one 8 gig RAM, as it will run much faster. The motherboard is a printed circuit board that allows the CPU, RAM, and all other computer hardware components to communicate with each other. Connected to the motherboard is also lots of small components like sockets, connectors, resistors, and circuits. The circuits on the motherboard carry the binary information from you using your computer. The central processing unit of a computer is a piece of hardware that performs the basic arithmetical, logical, and input-output operations of a computer system. It receives data from the user, executes instructions, processes the information, and then communicates with output devices, which send the information back to the user. Nathan and I, both being computer beginners, we had to find our way around the inside of the computer by taking things out and putting them back in. We overcame the challenge of trying to screw in the CPU back into its spring holders by trial and error. It was also very hard to find the names of all the computer parts and their functions. Our mentors, Matthew and Lucas, were very helpful in naming all the computer parts and how they were involved in the computer system.